Okay, so I guess what we're working on today is going to be these VMUs and then cleaning some of these Master System games. First order of business is going to be to test the VMUs because everything, as we always say, has to get tested. Then I'll go about cleaning them, and of course once they sell they will leave with new batteries because we want to try to make things as easy for the buyer, right? And 99.9999% of the time these are going to come with dead batteries just because they're so old. No offense, Dreamcast. Alright, so that one's in good shape. We'll put it to the side because we know it's good. Looks like all the screws on these battery covers are good, so that's a plus. Sometimes they'll have some rust and you gotta throw them in like some type of solution or vinegar. That's not the case at all this time around, which is good. I don't think I've ever had to buy a replacement. Don't really want to. So second VMU, also working. They are pretty dirty though, so they're going to need a good scrubbing. Our old trusty, I probably need a new one, huh? This one has seen hundreds of games and mini consoles. This one's probably the one that's in the roughest shape out of the 3 screws, but it's still fine. There we go. Look at all those batteries. Wow, right away. And as you always hear me preach, you want to have a healthy supply. Not that expensive. There's a bunch in there. I probably paid like $7 for all these. Okay, so with that done, our next order of business is going to be to clean these guys. Let me use some 409. This is good. A lot of working with electronics and reselling video games involves scrubbing. Lots and lots of scrubbing. You want to make sure all your stuff is presentable. You don't want to be that scumbag seller that just gets stuff at a garage sale and just doesn't bother testing it, doesn't bother cleaning it. I mean, I don't know about you, but personally, I wouldn't want to pay money for something, wait for it to arrive, and then it's gross. It tells me you didn't care. Oh, that's gonna need some alcohol there. Yeah, and if you sell, make sure that you're doing your part and giving the rest of the community a good name by cleaning everything that you put up for sale. Seems simple, right? You'd be surprised. You'd also be surprised at how some people package. Holy cow. Alright. Feel like Bob Ross here, happy trees. Sometimes you really wonder, like, how are people treating these things? Like, you look at your collection, and then you look at other people's, and it's like, how? It's like you have to go out of your way to make stuff look so bad. But we'll get there. Performed a few miracles during my time as a seller and a collector. Okay, so all the rough on that one's done. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just let the alcohol sit there for a little while. The contacts are in good shape, so that's good. Next one. Let's see. Scrub these edges. And it may not look like it, but I am paying attention, making sure I don't scratch the screen with the brush. Mostly going in a like at an angle to just target the corner. Might not be easy to tell. These typically go between, what, 25, 35, depending on the season and the condition. You know, these ones, screens, I can't tell if the screen is scuffed or if it just has stuff that I need to wipe off. So that'll all play into it. Any discoloration, like that one's a little bit brownish. This one, not so much. But everything will be tested and confirmed to be working before it gets listed. We don't play the, oh, untested. Matter of fact, I'll let you in on a bit of a secret, I guess. Maybe not so much. You see somebody that sells video games or electronics or anything, and they have any listings where they say untested, a lot of times it means that they know it doesn't work and they're just being sleazy. So I would caution when it comes to buying from people like that. If you're one of those people, get mad, I don't care. Do better. Be a better person. Alright, this is happening pretty easily. Not seeing a lot of issues. I do think that one has a tiny little scuff right around here. I don't know if you can see on the camera. Right there, you can see it, right? You can see here. And of course, if it does turn out to be a scuff, because I'm gonna hit these harder once we're done with this, it'll of course be, it'll have a picture of that in the listing. It'll be disclosed. Let's go back to the wiping over here a little bit. A little bit came off, but we need more. Let's get a clean. These are one of the workhorses. These two guys are here. We go through a lot of alcohol too. It's paramount to have a huge supply of it. All the cleaning we do. So I'll sit there again for a while. Okay, back to... You know, I don't think I've come across a VMU that didn't work. They seem pretty straightforward and reliable. It's always good. Then again, I've never picked one up that looked like it was beat to hell. You gotta pick your battles, right? Man, this really does feel like Bob Ross. I was just watching a YouTube video on him, by the way. Apparently the guys that sponsored him ended up taking like all his assets, his name, his image. It was pretty depressing. Like, they took everything. Like, his son doesn't have rights from what I understand, or he has minimal rights. So it's kind of messed up. And Bob himself had a pretty interesting life. Spent a while in the military. I think he might have been like a drill instructor too. And then he just decided that he wanted to be calm, peaceful, and docile. Which I can definitely understand. As I'm sure those of you that have also deployed can relate and understand. So we're getting these. These are going a lot faster than I expected, to be honest. When I ship them, I put the batteries on the outside just to make sure that they don't run out, or there's no weird accident where they leak or anything like that. You never know how the carriers are going to handle the package, so you don't want the VMU to be turned on its trip to its new home, and you advertise that it's going to ship with brand new batteries, and then it gets there and it's dead. So I just put them in a tiny little baggie, and I let them know, because when you buy from us, we actually show you your items the day that they ship. We don't use stock photos. Everything is exactly as shown in the listing and a description. And then on the day of shipping, we take pictures and we say, hey, your stuff is going out. We are packing it right now. Here's all the precautions we took to make sure that it was packed nicely. That way it helps us confirm that we have the right package, because we confirm the serial number, the model, you know, anything that identifies the item. And then it also allows for the buyer to see that they can trust us. But if there's any issue, like, oh, you know, sometimes they got the wrong address, the wrong mailing address. And so it's like a one more, like, hey, are you sure everything's good to go? You know, do your job too, buyer, confirm, because once we ship it, or once the sale is completed, we can't change it, or eBay gets mad at us, and then neither one of us is protected, and you don't want that. We tend to beat Amazon a lot of times. It's one of the things that we get praise for. Our shipping speed. Usually everything ships within 24 hours. Man, this one's being a bit hard. That's what she said. Are we still doing that joke? So let's give it a better soak. Whole bench is shaking. Built it out of some really sturdy lumber, heavy, the kind you use to frame a house. With my very, very basic carpenter skills. By the way, I'm really trying to push into the YouTube thing, so make sure you're checking our videos there. Show us some love. Trying to give you some behind the scenes over there on how to run a store, the things that we find, how we go about finding it. Valuable tips on how to grow your collection, or if you want to sell video games or electronics or sell anything in general. There's good stuff there. No reason to gatekeep. The pie or the cake is big enough for everybody to get a little slice. Honestly, no reason to scalp. Don't be one of those guys. Okay, well, we got it. A tiny little bit. Should I give it a very gentle wipe with the magic eraser? Just a tiny bit. And the reason I say that is because whenever you use this guy, you're actually very gently sanding whatever it is that you're using it on. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Okay, there. So you don't want to be your go-to when it comes to electronics or video games, because you can make the gloss or the shine fade. Okay, I'm not going to do a whitening treatment on these. There's really no need. I will sell them under good condition. That's another thing that you want to look out for if you're selling. Don't oversell the condition of your items. Don't be one of those people that's like new, excellent condition, great condition, minor flaws, but otherwise excellent. Like, don't do that. Be an honest seller. It's better to under-promise and over-deliver. There you go. And they're actually in sequence of coloring. This one's the one that's closest to its original. Then the middle one's a tiny bit darker. And then the one on the left is the one that has the tiny bit of browning. So we're going to put these away and get started on these. And we do have a Master System on this bench so that we can test everything. I guess I should show for those that haven't seen the bench, and it's still a work in progress. So I've made some videos where I tell you that if you're going to sell this stuff, or really anything, you want to make sure you have all the tools that you're going to need for whatever you're going to sell, right? And in this case, systems, so that every single thing that you have is going to be tested. Give you a sneak peek, because the test room is a mess. Here's all our consoles, There's games and games upon games. So every single thing you see out there was tested. Every last one. And there's more over there, but I don't want to show the whole mess. I got a big backlog. So over here, we got a Genesis Model 2. Here's some DS screens I need to replace. Some lasers, replacement lasers, either for Saturn or for Sega CD, I can't remember. So we got the Master System there, Xbox, Magnavox Odyssey. Oh, forgot about this one. I haven't decided if I want to keep it for my collection or not, because it's not pristine, and I'm very picky about what goes in the collection. Here's a tiny little Gundam that falls apart. We got a 360, we got an Atari over there, we got a PS2, PS3, GameCube, 64, Super Nintendo. This guy's a champ. Look. We got a Wii, Wii U, Xbox One, one of the worst consoles ever made. You've probably heard me rant about that one. Can't play a game without first updating for 17,000 hours. Bullcrap. And so anyway, cases get cleaned too. When it comes to cases like this, pretty easy. Like I told you, this guy is your workhorse. This one's not bad. And we can, I do have a heat press where we can make these flat. So sometimes we'll do that. It just depends on what the game is. You know, like Monopoly is like, this is under 20 bucks, so I don't know if it's worth the time. Cartridge is in pretty nice condition. Couple of little spots there. But it's good, and inside's good too. Sometimes these come filthy, just absurdly filthy. And here we change it up. Now we're using a soft Rizzle. And just FYI, every game gets this treatment. It's not a, oh, it's for the video. Every game that comes with the case gets this treatment. It minimizes returns. I have very, very few returns. And it just, you go back, you know, you want to provide a good experience. Very rarely will these games not work. Super, super rare. So I'm just going to clean them before I start testing, just to get out of the way. I don't know how far I'll get today with this. Still got to schedule posts. So there's that one. Clean. On to the next. Space Harrier. Classic. Does this one have voice? I feel like this one does. Arcade classic from the Master Yu Suzuki. Also the mastermind behind the greatest game ever made, Shenmue. Willing to fight on that one? Growing up rich, or growing up not rich, you learn to stretch everything as far as it'll go, and so this is no exception. Every rag, every tool, every utensil. Like this is the not so dirty rag, and this is the very, very dirty rag for rough jobs, right? And then here's the medium dirty rag, and I have a whole bunch. Recycle them all. I don't think I brushed the grooves in Monopoly. Let's see. just for good measure. Oh, and we have those two little spots. Let's see if. No, it's just how the glue is behind the label. So that's not on us. Okay. So I'll finish cleaning these so I can go faster, and then we'll come back to the testing.